If I had to start all over again in the world of videography, where would I start? Now that's a question, that's a very important question that I ask myself quite a fair bit to ensure that I'm always thinking about learning. I started filming and taking photos probably around 2018 seriously, and I think I got my first paid client in 2018. Now I've jumped in between different jobs working in events, and now I'm a full-time videographer and event technician as a freelancer and running my own business. If I were to start all over again, where would I start? There's a lot of things I would do differently, and today in this video I'm going to talk about some of those things and what I think can help people progress in the journey of taking photos, taking videos, the creative side of a camera. Anyway, welcome back to this video and let's jump straight in. Now this sounds extremely cliche and almost everyone you ask will tell you this, and that is just to start shooting. You don't need to have a camera, you've got a camera inside your pocket like everyone says, and that is an iPhone or Android phone. If you don't have one of those, borrow a family member's one and download the Blackmagic camera app. This camera app allows you to control settings like you're using a manual camera and you can start shooting. Nothing is more important than understanding how you look through a frame. You can go get the fanciest camera gear, you can go buy a cinema camera, but if you don't know the basics, you're not going to get anywhere. Obviously, you might have a few presets that you've downloaded online, you might have a few settings and it might look nice. It probably will if you're using a cinema camera because that's what they do best. However, learning from the ground up is the best way to learn. I'm not saying you've got to spend years learning on an iPhone. I messed around with a parent's camera before iPhone cameras were even, great. And I'm so happy that I learned how to do it manually so I didn't struggle when it came to ramping up, the gear. Start to understand shutter, aperture, and ISO. This golden triangle of camera settings is really important in videography, especially in photography as well. If you understand what each of these things do, you're going to have a great time in getting the look you want, getting the lighting you want, and getting the right exposure for film and photo. There are so many videos out there, especially in the world of 4K, that explain and show you how to understand these elements of a camera, and even going into resolution. These are some of the most key parts of getting a good image out of a camera, and I cannot express how important it is to learn these. At a glance it can look really daunting, but I can assure you as soon as you start to understand the concept of the triangle of camera settings, it will start to make more sense how a camera works and how motion blur works and shutter speed works and digital sensitivity and how a light is let into a camera. Now I used to work in a camera shop called London Camera Exchange here in the UK, and 9 times out of 10 a student would come in and they would know nothing about cameras. They've just picked up GCSE photography or O-level photography, whatever it is now, and they would just know nothing from the ground up. So I'd say to them, go learn, go to YouTube, go to Instagram, go find someone who's shown you how to use these settings, and I'm sure they'll get a kickstart into coming into photography and videography. Now this is a controversial one. If you're not looking to get into film, into a particular role completely, I would not recommend going and studying film and TV in university. Now the main reason for that is I graduated in 2021 and I could not get a job in film or TV. Now this isn't down to the people that taught me, because the people that taught me are really talented, they're from the industry, but 67 grand later, whilst living at home, I'd learned everything I could have learned from YouTube. I'm not saying university isn't helpful, I just don't think university isn't helpful for the type of role of being in film and TV. I would have much preferred if I went and found an apprenticeship or started doing some runner jobs, because I learned so much more doing running, working as an editing assistant, than I did in my 3 years of uni. Don't get me wrong, I can tell you why they're going to pick a certain colour as a director, but coming and operating a camera can only come from physical practice. Try to make mistakes and experiment. Try to get things wrong. Try different settings on your camera so you understand what does what, and make those mistakes so you know not to do it in the future. One of my biggest flaws is I found something that worked really well and I stuck with that for about 2 or 3 years. So when it came to changing settings and using a different way of shooting, I screwed up completely. I screwed up a shoot and it did not come out well because I didn't explore the options and different ways of doing things with my camera. As well as learning how to use a camera, I highly recommend learning how to light a camera, camera and to do audio as well. Now, I didn't really learn these two except from TV in university for about 2 years into my videography journey. And then I realized after working in events how important sound is. Sometimes it's better to have better audio than better video quality because it's just the way our sensors work. Again, audio and lighting is such a daunting thing to learn, but if you find some basic videos over lighting, over audio, how to light and set up audio for camera, it will start to make sense very soon how these systems work together and what does what, like why should you choose a lav mic over a boom or a shotgun mic, or even using a big old mic on a boom here like I used to. And then you learn different lighting, soft lighting, hard LED lighting, diffusers, modifiers, the list goes on. But it's something I really recommend. Learn lighting and audio as well as camera. Now, a lot of people don't like to hear this next thing, but it's one of the things which helped me the most when I was very early on into my journey, and that was shoot for exchange or shoot for free. Now, that doesn't mean you're gonna go sell yourself to an editing house or you're gonna say, I'm gonna do 10 videos for free. Just learn how to work with people and communicate with people. I mean, my experience from this came from working in camera shops, working for an events company, and eventually going freelance and working with business owners and learning to basically visualize what they need and put it into practice using cameras, photos, and videography. I did probably far too much free work when I was younger, when I was 18, because I had another job, so I didn't really look to earning money because I loved it so much. But that later then came as a negative because the people I used to work for free expected free work going on, and as soon as I said, hi, I'm going to start charging now because, you know, I've got to pay some bills, they're like, oh no, but you do this for free, don't you, because it's your passion. When yes, it is a passion, but it's something which is an art, and you spend so many years mastering the skills, and you deserve to be paid for it. I mean, it's the same as working a job. You know, if you're doing a job, you're doing these hours, you deserve to be paid for it because you're doing something, you're facilitating something, you're providing a service as well. And again, the more stuff you do, the more experience you're going to get. They say it takes 10,000 hours to become a master at something. Now, I probably did my first 2,000 hours within the first 4 years and did the 8,000 hours roughly in the last couple of years. Don't hold me to that. I don't think I've spent that long behind a camera, but you get the theory. Most of my time has been spent recently behind a camera in action with people, with clients, with talent, just starting to, you know, put it all together, all these years of learning and stuff, and it all just comes into place. It just works. When it does come to it, do look at investing in better equipment. With better resources and better knowledge, you can create something amazing. You know, you're gonna look at things you created before, you go, wow, that's amazing. I did have that camera, but now I've got this new camera. Oh my God, this is just a whole new level. When I went from Canon to Sony, I was kind of maxing out my potential with my Canon camera. Then I brought this here Sony, 4K 30, 8-bit color, just really nice picture. And I remember when I first shot on it, I was like, oh my God, this is a whole new space of things to learn. And again, this camera's been going for 5 years. We're about to invest in our next camera. When I make that move to that next camera, it's going to be a whole new ball game, a whole new thing to learn. And then comes into, you know, never stop learning. Obviously that goes back to a previous point, but the more you learn, the more you're behind a camera, the more you look up tutorials, you try new things, you're just going to be developing your skill set so much more. And then when someone comes to you and says, I want to hire you, and you show them all these things you can do, you're going to maximize your potential with people. But that is it for this video. I hope you did enjoy it, and I hope you found something helpful, something insightful from this. There's going to be a part 2 to this, which I'm going to do probably in the next couple of weeks, because there's actually quite a lot now that I'm speaking about it that I'm thinking, do you know what, this actually deserves a whole nother video. But again, thanks for watching. If you did find it helpful, please do consider clicking that subscribe button. We're trying to hit 700 subscribers, which, you know, it's going to be crazy if we can hit that, because I've not uploaded stuff on this channel for months now. So if we can get the ball going again, we're going to have some amazing videos coming out. I've got hours of content planned. I just need to sit down and film it. Again, going into my last point of just getting on a bit. So yeah, right, I'm going to stop waffling now. I'll catch you guys next one. Like, comment, subscribe, do those nice things, and I'll see you later.